My name is Jonathan Whittemore, as Mary said. I'm head of production and procurement at Johnsons of Whixley. We're a family-run tree and shrub nursery business based in North Yorkshire. In 2021, we celebrate our centenary year. We turn over between 13 and 14 million pounds a year. Sales to large infrastructure projects, industrial estates, and large private projects such as park and garden developments make up about 70% of our sales. The rest is to garden centres, online retailers, and through our cash and carry. We sell about 5 million plants per year, of which we grow 2 million, and the rest of our sales are made up of procured stock. We spend about £5.3 million per annum on plants. Wherever possible, we'll work with UK growers, but that having been said, most of our spend is in the Eurozone, and this equates to about 3.4 million plants. We mainly buy in the Netherlands and Belgium. This is because of quality of service, the quality of product, the wide variety of product available, the geographical proximity of nurseries, the inability to grow some of the product in the UK for climatic reasons, and price, which is really born out of a centralised and wealth industry that is recognised as being of national significance in the Netherlands and Belgium in terms of GDP. We've spent the last 10 years building up a robust supply chain that we have complete control of. We've removed the middleman, and wherever possible, we work directly with growers to ensure we understand where our plants are coming from, and so we can have a better control of plant health and cost. Before the end of the transition period, we were bringing in about 450 loads a year, collecting from an average of 6 growers on each load. Our issues around the withdrawal from the UK from the EU have been many and varied. We were well prepared for the issues that we knew about, but the potential costs appeared to be huge. I gave a parliamentary briefing before Christmas where I highlighted that continuing to operate as we have been for many years would result in additional costs to our business of £1.2 million. The additional costs relating to plant health requirements alone would amount to roughly £1 million. That's 80% of the total costs. I mean, we just couldn't sustain that level of additional cost burden, and we've had to change how we work to mitigate our exposure. It's still really too early to truly understand the costs and going to be, but in January they're significantly better than we'd expected. We spent about £12,000 on additional bureaucracy and red tape. And of these costs, as anticipated, about 80% related to plant health. Johnsons of Whixley has taken a lead in plant health and biosecurity matters, but we really do fail to see the opportunity to improve plant health systems in the new regime. We'd be in favour of a much more targeted system that focuses on the highest risk plants and identifying substandard and disease stock in the exporting country. We also wish to identify growers whose methods are not exercising sufficient control before product reaches our shores, rather than an arbitrary phytosanitary certificate at the point of dispatch and inspections of stock on arrival in GB. Ironically, one of the ways that we can mitigate our exposure to cost is to work with traders rather than growers. This would mean fewer inspections per load, but this means we've got less understanding of where the stock has come from and less opportunity to help control the biosecurity of the UK's border. We've got 1.5 people working on Brexit-related compliance currently, and we anticipate this will increase to 2 as we begin to do our own declarations. It's now clear that the proposed systems, as feared, have meant that we've lost control, it's stymied our trading efficiency, killed initiative, and it's added cost. There was one issue that took us by surprise. Our long-term Northern Ireland supply, totaling about £500,000 per annum, has been eliminated by changes post-Brexit. Our supply to Northern Ireland is now to be treated as an EU export and be subject to impractical restrictions for both us as a supplier and our long-term Northern Irish trading partners. The legislation in place penalises UK businesses and gives a direct advantage to EU businesses. I only realised the full implications of this on January the 7th. Specifically, we're unable to ship root ball, bare root and container plants into the EU and now Northern Ireland due to the likely legacy of soil residue, which is considered risky due to the potential passage of pathogen or nematodes within the soil. The removal of soil, which is one solution, is impractical and it would completely defeat the object of root balling and containerisation of stock. Our customers in Northern Ireland will have no choice but to go directly to EU suppliers as the only practical source of supply. There's no restriction on a legacy soil residue between EU members or affiliates in the guise of Northern Ireland, and we're already seeing existing customers doing exactly that and buying directly from the EU as opposed to from UK or Great Britain growers. UK growers are penalised, and as I've said, it gives an immediate competitive advantage to EU suppliers. The likelihood is they're going to go on to monopolise supply into an existing part of the UK at the expense of our business and the wider industry. The Brexit project was meant to reduce red tape and bureaucracy and was surely not intended to penalise UK suppliers and active Northern Irish UK customers. This particular restriction was designed to protect the wider EU flora and fauna, and under this scenario, there's nil risk to the EU from Johnson's traditional supply into Northern Ireland, be it from our own production or, ironically, from imports sourced in the EU and supplying into Northern Ireland, which are subject to the same restrictions. The challenges around the bureaucracy and the red tape remain, as does the situation with Northern Ireland and their ability to send stock there. But whilst issues remain, plants do come in from the EU and the systems that we've set up are running relatively smoothly. With this in mind, I dare to look forwards to the changes that we face in the coming months. Firstly, from April the 1st, we'll be charged by UK Plant Health for inspections of stock that we bring into the UK. Secondly, currently, the plant health inspections are undertaken at our nursery as a registered place of destination, or POD. But from the 1st of July, these inspections are to be done at border control posts, or BCPs. And the third change is the implementation of the new DEFRA computer system, iPaths, which will replace the Peach system currently being used to pre-notify the arrival of stock from outside of the UK. We have issues with all three. The price structure provided by AFA suggests that we could pay as little as £24 for an inspection, but as much as £215 depending on what is on the load. And again, depending on what's on the load, we may have an inspection rate of either 100% or 10% of the consignments. And when I asked our plant health officer how the pricing will be applied, he said he wasn't entirely sure. And 2 weeks down the line, I still wait for him to come back to me. As it stands, we're unable to properly budget for those increasing costs. The move from POD to BCP is a worrying one. The system of plants being inspected at PODs works well for us and well for the ports. Our lorries come into the port, leave unfettered, causing no disruption to others. They transit to our nursery, where they're unloaded using specialist equipment by trained, skilled individuals into a specific area should inspection be required. I struggle to see how stock can be loaded onto trailers at our suppliers in a way that allows inspection, but equally, I don't see how a trailer can be unloaded at a border control post for inspection and then reloaded without significant disruption to the port and damage to the product. In my mind, there must be an opportunity to retain PODs and for the importing nursery to choose where inspection should happen. And there's little clarity on how things will work, and DEFRA as yet have not let the industry know how this will work in practice. We're still being told that iPaths will replace Peach at some time soon, but there's little engagement by DEFRA with the industry to ensure that the system is usable. From what we saw of the system before Christmas, it is unusable. I attended a meeting last month with many of the largest trading nurseries in the UK present, and not one had any more idea than me of what's happening with the new system. We need time to do any necessary work that will allow our computer systems to integrate with iPaths to reduce the administrative burden. And the fear is we just won't get this. It's another example of where we've been left in a situation where, through no fault of our own, we're unable to plan and prepare as we normally would. On an almost daily basis, we're discovering previously unknown issues that need to be addressed. And new legislation to which we must comply continues to be imposed upon us. And all of this whilst we're still coping with the disruption caused by COVID-19. We know things will improve, and I have to say I'm pretty bored of hearing myself being negative, but I see little opportunity for us to settle into a normal pattern of working anytime soon, and little opportunity to focus on where the opportunities from Brexit may come. Thank you.